Welcome to Explicit Expression, where it's facts over feelings. My name is Adam, and I'm going to tell you how it is, and I don't care how you feel about it. Let's go. All right, let's get into it. So we're about to watch a video from CNN. I guess it's their morning show or something. I'm not sure, but it's this guy on here named Scott Jennings, right? I've been seeing him on YouTube. I've been seeing him everywhere. People have been going crazy about him. And it's not the fact that he's on TV or he's white or anything like that. It's the fact that he's on CNN and people can't believe that he's actually pushing back on some of these crazy shit that they be saying on here. And I want to be the first ones to say, I hope they don't just have him on here to bring people like us, people who support Trump, or people who are Republicans, who actually wants to see somebody push back on some of the shit they be saying on here. If they did, if that's why they brought him on here, congrats to him. If he really believes the things he be saying, again, congratulations to him. He's found a platform in a place that's really is going to do well for him, because a lot of people on the other side really has been waiting to see if CNN is ever going to have somebody on there that's actually going to push back. And it looks like he's on there consistently. I don't know if he works for CNN or he's independent and they just bring him on there from time to time. But I've been seeing him on there a lot, and people have been talking about him. So I decided, let me check out this boy Scott and see what people really talking about. So yeah, let's get into it.
Breaking tonight, the Harris campaign is considering a last-minute trip to the border. On Friday, during her trip to Arizona, she's hoping to change the narrative that she's soft on immigration. A new poll shows that more than half of Americans believe that Trump would be better.
Wait, so she's been the vice president for 3.5 years, almost 4 years. She's been responsible for the border for 3.5 years, almost 4 years. And then all of a sudden, it's time for her to run to be the president. Now she wants to go to the border? Okay. All right. Let's go. I mean, people can't be that dumb.
On the issue. A trip to the border. Good idea, bad idea?
Good idea. Do it all. I mean, I don't have any objection to that. I think that at the end of the day, I think that people, when they have a question about substantive policy, when it comes to immigration, I mean, there's only one person who's actually serious about passing immigration law. And what I have to remind people is like conjunction junction. You remember?
Wait, he said did he just say there's only one person who's serious about passing immigration laws? Like, that shit is crazy. How are they serious if they've been in office for 3.5 years, almost 4 years? How is that serious if they just now wanting to push a bill, or she's just now going to the border after 3.5 years, almost 4 years? Who's serious? How is that serious? But we'll let him explain it to us and try to brainwash us.
For how a bill became a law. Conjunction,
What's your
junction,
function?
what's your function? Yeah. And so, like, of course, she had a policy position on immigration. But Senator Langford, I do believe, was the senator who put up one of the toughest immigration bills that we've seen. It went through conjunction junction in the United States House of Representatives and Senate, and the person that killed it was Donald Trump. Is it what Kamala Harris wishes? No.
They always blame Trump for everything. This dude is not even in office anymore. He's nowhere close to these people. This dude is just getting ready to run again. And it's his fault that the bill didn't pass. It's his fault that all these people are coming across the border. It's Donald Trump's fault that the economy is bad. It's Donald Trump's fault that everything is so expensive. Oh, yeah. It's also Donald Trump's fault that Kamala Harris don't know how to talk, don't know how to debate. But it's also Donald Trump's fault that Kamala Harris is so good at memorizing shit and repeating it over and over and over again. It's absolutely Donald Trump's fault.
No.
Whoa. That's not completely accurate. That bill was never brought up. That bill was never brought up in the House. That bill was only brought up in the House.
Why was it not brought up in the House is the question.
Because that
it's
focuses
Donald
more
Trump's
on
fault.
the process to bring people into the United States versus securing the border.
And who made the phone calls to the members of the United States House of Representatives?
Hold on. Okay. The bill addressed border security. It actually had a proposal to quote unquote shut down the border
when they
if
hit a certain
crossings
number
got
of
to
thousands a day.
That was a Republican idea that the White House adopted.
And Republicans can disagree with it.
It addressed it, but I mean, it addressed both sides of it. A lot of Democrats hated it, but Republicans hated it more. And here we are. So
look, we argue about this bill all the time. We are where we are. We showed the poll.
That's Scott Jennings right there. The dude who's I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Jennings. Scott Jennings. That's Scott Jennings right there. This the guy, bro. This the guy that people been going crazy about. Because he's putting his foot down and letting these damn people know that what they're saying is a lie. And he's not going to sit there and let them just keep lying about shit to people. So, yeah, we fuck with you, Scott. Let them have it.
She's down on this issue. Going to the border is not going to fix that. I don't know if you all have seen the video.
No,
There's this amazing video of her from a couple of years ago out chanting, down with mass deportation. Doug was right behind her chanting along. I mean, her views on this are so obvious. Going to rallies and chanting, running on it in 2019, 2020. I mean, we know where she is on immigration vis-a-vis Donald Trump. Going to the border is not going to change that. The American people are going to see him as tough on it, tougher than she will ever want to be on it. They don't trust Democrats on this issue because of the last 3.5 years, the day one executive orders, and then waiting until the shadow of an election to try to pay some lip service to it. It's not going to work.
Scott, I don't disagree with some of the things you said about lip service or how it's going to play out. But I do want you to understand the simple fact is that Kamala Harris is the person who's actually saying that she will sign a piece of legislation. The Republican Party bastardized people.
Right, so all it takes is for somebody to say that they're going to sign something to get y'all votes, even though they've been in office for 3.5 years, almost 4 years. So now all it takes is for them to say that they're going to sign something. Why she haven't done it yet? Why they haven't done anything yet should be the real question.
People such as Marco Rubio, the Gang of Eight. Have we not been here before? That they literally excommunicated from their party for trying to come together on comprehensive immigration?
I think that this is...
Nobody believes she's going to be tougher.
One of the things about this moment, I mean, the Harris campaign has just been trying to kind of float above it all, to float above the immigration arguments, float above, some of the nitty-gritty details on some of this policy. But this shows that they realize they have to do something. One of the other things that happened today, though, is that we got some crime statistics showing crime is down. Again, this was also going to be something that Trump wanted to run on Harris against. But the statistics are what they are.
Yeah, I think you said it in the last segment. Even though you said vibes don't necessarily win election, I do think that vibes very much contribute to how people feel about issues, whether it be real or
what the fuck is she talking about? Vibes is feelings. Vibe, when you vibe with something or somebody or you're vibing somewhere, it's your feeling. It's the way you feel about that person or the way you feel about the area or the place that you're in. What the hell is she talking about? Is she too old? I know I'm not that old. I know what vibe is. When you're vibing with someone or something, this is crazy. What she mean? What the hell?
Whether it be imagined. And the reality is, in most people's minds, they feel like crime is out of control. Like, I'll take my...
What do you mean, people's mind?
As an example.
The fuck?
When I was growing up, the level of crime in Detroit, I mean, Detroit was always in the top 3 as being one of the most murderous cities in America. 600-700 murders a year, easy. It's maybe half that now, okay? And I realize, though, the population has decreased, and that's part of it, but the approach to safety is so much better than it used to be. But unfortunately, between social media and people passing around violent videos all the time, no matter what those statistics say, I still think it roots in people's minds that crime is just out of control.
So where are they getting the videos from? Out their ass? They just pulling the violent videos out their ass?
So I think to your point regarding social media, it's very easy to share a violent video. That those things move very quickly across the internet. But these FBI statistics leave room for questions because there are a lot of cities, major cities like Los Angeles, that are not providing that information.
I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but because we looked this up. I've heard this before. The FBI addressed this today. Those major cities now are reporting their crime statistics. So,
but they didn't in 23 on these numbers. When you go to the FBI website, they're not there.
Thank you. So the report is based on 2023. and it didn't report it in 2023. So maybe they're reporting it now, and then a new report in next year that comes out for 2024. We can look at that and say, okay, this is what true and this is what not true. So what she's saying is she's showing reports, bruh, from come on, bro. She's showing report from 2023. And she's saying, I think her name is Erin, I'm not sure. She's saying that those cities did not report their crime statistics from 2023. So what are you talking about?
For homicides in LA.
Let me answer what you're saying. So now they do. Los Angeles, New York, all the major cities.
Bruh, oh my, now they do. But the report that you have was not from when they was report. I mean, the report that you have that you're showing that crime is down, it doesn't include those major cities because they didn't report it for the results to be in the statistics that you have now. So why is she sitting here trying to lie to people? You gotta be kidding me, bro.
Any city with over 1 million people, those police departments report into these statistics. In some past years, they reported them, but the FBI did not include them because of a reporting issue. But if you look in the report, they talk
Look at her face. They didn't include them because of reporting issues. What issues? If they reported them, ain't you supposed to include them in the statistics? Oh, God. The shit they do, they try so fucking hard to lie to people. It's crazy. And then these people just sitting here with no morals, no respect for themselves, just lying on TV. Come on. She talking about they didn't report it because of problems with the reporting. What problems? I thought that's what you were supposed to do when you get these reports.
about the past trends. They include that data now for those past years. The trend is still going down. So crime is going down.
But in a city like DC,
the
most recent crime data from DC, there have been 274 murders. It's up 35%. Robbery, you're looking at up 67%. You know, some of these major cities, crime is still an issue, and people are still seeing the videos because that crime is happening.
I was a long time
Thank you.
resident, so I understand what you're saying.
If the crimes are not happening, why would there be videos? Come on, bro.
But overall, for the country and for most major cities, it's
I have 2 points. I actually think you're like hammer meat, nail on head. I think you're right. And I think Scott's right. I think Jamil's right as well. I think that
somebody got to be wrong.
Time we put our head in the sand when it came to issues of crime, right? We talked about it in the way that you should, being smart about crime, but we didn't necessarily address the way that people feel about it. Like my mom would always say that I don't want less police officers. That's why people chose Joe Biden in the 2020 primary, because nobody wanted to defund the police, not Democratic voters. They just wanted better police, right? It wasn't about taking police off the street or defunding them. They wanted me to be able to come home safely while police were out there patrolling the neighborhoods. And so I think everybody at this table is correct that this is a serious issue that you can no longer put your head in the sand about. But I think that there are different ways in which you go about doing it. Like, for example, Kamala Harris being smart on crime, being a prosecutor, prosecuting drug rings, human trafficking is one thing. Donald Trump abusing the law and then saying he wants to give law enforcement, particularly to black men watching this, all right? Donald Trump is somebody who says he wants to give immunity to law enforcement officers, regardless of the act that they commit.
He didn't say regardless of the act. He did not say.
So
you see the lies, bro?
But the fact is,
you see the lies, bro. When he went to that Black Caucus news media place or whatever, they asked him this same question. He clearly says every situation is gonna be observed and every situation is gonna be looked at, and they will determine whether or not they need to be exonerated or something needs to happen to the cop. He never said in overall or period that nothing's gonna happen to the cop. They still fucking lie. They lie about everything. Everything these people say is a lie.
And it's a good question, and I'm glad. I think we all agree crime is a very serious issue. It's who do you want to challenge that serious issue?
I think this is multifaceted.
Can you agree? Can I chime in and agree?
No, we're well past that.
That was A block. I think you're right.
Let him cook.
Holes in her record. I mean, I think she tried to
let
bail
Scott
people out of
cook
jail before. She raised money for that. That's number one. Number two, she called for police to be taken out of schools. Number three, she has advocated in the.
And this is what I be saying. They keep crying about gun laws, gun laws, gun laws, gun laws, gun laws. Like The criminals are gonna get their guns regardless. Everybody knows. You can take all the guns from the store. The criminals are gonna get their guns. They don't get guns from store. They don't walk into store and buy guns for them to go commit crimes. That's not what happened. So her taking the police out of school is bad because now you have less securities at the schools. You say you want security. What do you call it? What they call those people? Security. Taking police out to school, but you have security officers. Not all security officers can carry weapons, but we know the police are licensed to carry guns. All of them are, right? So you need to put more police at the school so they can protect these schools when these things happen, instead of waiting when it actually happens and then you call the police. Before the police get there, they already killed a lot of people, right? So that's messed up. Come on, Scott Cook.
The past for decriminalizing illegal immigration when people come across. And so she has once again, we're back to the same conversation. What is her record? What are her public statements? What actions has she taken?
Thank you.
And then what is she running towards in the shadow of an election? Which just makes me suspect that she wants to be tough on crime.
I hear you, and I hear you. And if I was Kamala Harris standing on stage beside Scott Jennings, what I would say is that you can't. But I'm definitely some lightweight you don't worry about. So what I would simply say is you have to look at her record as district attorney. You have to look at her record as attorney general. This isn't someone who hasn't prosecuted these people and locked these people up. This is a serious candidate with a serious law enforcement record.
But what have her policies
sheriffs in schools
done?
Right now we're at a point we have to have that. Because we have mental health issues, we also have a gun problem. And so until Republicans want to come to the table and talk about the fact that every single school shooting we've had that we talk about involves a semi-automatic or automatic rifle, and we should put a ban on those weapons, then we don't really we can't meet in the middle.
But you admit that her past rhetoric would call into question how tough she wants to be. I mean, people are weighing this like, here she was here she is. Like, what am I supposed to believe?
That's the 25% of voters right now who are saying, I don't know where she stands, and so I can't make a decision because what they've seen before, what she's saying now, and what her past is, whether it's on crime, the economy, immigration, whatever, they've seen what she said before, they've seen where she's trying to say she is now, and that's why they're saying, I don't know which Kamala Harris to believe.
Y'all heard that, right? You said what you said before. You did what you did before. You was in the office for 3.5 years, almost 4 years now. All of a sudden, you're running to become a president. Now you change your mind about everything you said? Now you don't believe everything you said? Now you think the border needs to be secure? You have a gun in your house now? You will shoot somebody? You cooking collard greens in the tub? Come on, bro. Who are you? Are you for this or are you against this? But we can always look at your record and see what you've been supporting. What bills you voted for. You had the tiebreaker. What bills you voted for. What we cannot do is believe what the fuck you're saying now. That's what we cannot believe. So, hey, man, y'all need to wake up. Fuck that waking up shit. Y'all need to do your research. Do your research on these people and don't let them lie to y'all no more. All right? We out.